3, 2, 1.
Episode 30 is here, and it's a banger. NBA Finals going on. Currently 1-0 in favor of Phoenix. Me and Meech back at you.
Always.
Meech, what's good? What's good? Phoenix and
CP3.
Milwaukee
CP3 is what's good. That's who's good.
meeting in the finals. I mean, yeah. It has been one of the easiest cakewalks to the finals in recent history.
I mean, yeah, but he's playing god level basketball right now, and you can't deny it.
God level basketball? I would deny that, but
Maybe not god level, but he's playing his little tushy off.
he is. But they have been also getting it very made for them, playing 3 teams in a row with arguably their best players / defenders missing. But
Yeah, I mean,
we'll see. And now they're going up against a beat up Bucks team. Obviously, they're healthy, but Giannis still isn't 100%. But he did look good a couple nights ago.
do you think Giannis's run to the playoffs was easier, or
No, then Chris Paul and the...
yeah?
No, Chris Paul, I think the Suns had the easiest playoff run to the finals in recent history.
Yeah, didn't the Bucks sweep the first round?
They rolled up against Miami in round 1.
Yeah.
And they won it. I think it was a gentleman's sweep, but that's not an easy. That's not an easy round 1.
No, it's
That's
not.
a pretty tough round 1, but so wasn't the Lakers. But then round 2, but you ran into the Lakers without Anthony Davis. Giannis played a healthy Heat team round 1.
Yeah.
And then round 2, they ran up against the Nuggets without arguably their best player come playoff time, Jamal Murray.
Yeah, that was the easiest. That was probably the most disappointing. That was sad for me.
Nuggets didn't really even put up a fight, it seemed. What was it, 5 games?
No, they swept them.
Oh, they swept them?
Yeah, Nuggets in 4. I mean, Suns in 4.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. So, I mean, the Suns, really, they went up against that team. Joker's obviously the MVP, best player on that team, but it's kind of the Giannis Middleton situation.
Yeah.
That come playoff time, Jamal Murray is that dog.
Oh, yeah.
He's the dog on that team. As much as you love Joker, he proved it last playoff.
I mean, Joker played well in the playoffs. Like, he didn't play bad.
Yeah, no, Joker gave you his... Like, Joker putting up 30,
Yeah, he
8
did,
and 8. Everybody's
did,
like yawning about that, but that's
yeah.
an amazing stat
he
line.
did his normal thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did what he did, but...
It's not like he disappeared.
Yeah, they just didn't have that extra that
Yeah.
firepower.
He can't do it by
MPJ's getting
himself.
better, but they couldn't do it with just Joker.
And Aaron Gordon couldn't do it.
And then next series, they obviously run into the Clippers without Kawhi the whole series. That was pretty much over before it even began.
I mean,
in my opinion.
the Clippers put up a good fight.
The Clippers put up a great fight. Paul George kind of changed that stigma around his name.
I think the Patrick Beverly push is one of the softest moves in basketball history.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. Chris Paul definitely said something. Chris Paul is that dude who loves to get people in trouble, and he's the instigator.
Yeah,
and
but if anybody can respect that, it should be Patrick Beverly.
Oh yeah, no, I know, but Chris Paul also. I don't think Pat Bev's the dude you want to be chirping to like that.
Yeah, but still,
like you're expecting it.
Yeah, but
Pat Bev got ejected. He got his 1 game.
He has 1 game suspension with no pay. Like they let that. Like,
yeah,
that
that's nothing for Pat Bev. But Bush League, it was very Bush League.
Yeah,
but I respect it out of Pat Bev.
Not even Bush League, like Garden League.
Yeah, it is something that you expect from Pat Bev. There's probably a handful of players in the league that would do that. Pat Bev's the first guy.
And even DeMarcus Cousins, like
he's one of those other petty guys too. The Clippers are just a real petty team. They have Keith Morris over there,
soft.
And that team just seems to be pretty
All
petty.
bark,
but
no bite.
Who knows what's going on with the Clippers next season? Will Kawhi be coming back? He has that player option. I think they obviously proved enough.
Yeah, I think that Kawhi's coming back.
And obviously he loves it being in LA.
Yeah.
That's where he wanted to be in the first place. So.
He's not even there for basketball. He's just there because he wants to be there.
Yeah, just making some money at his job.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Clippers are in an interesting spot come the postseason because has the Paul George and Kawhi signings been successful for them? It's the first time they've ever reached a conference finals, but no finals, no ring to show for it.
I mean, it's only been 2 years.
It has only been 2 years, but Kawhi's contract was only 2 years. If he walks...
Yeah, I don't think he's... Like, it's a low chance of him walking.
Yeah, I could see if Golden State
Unless
can
he
make
walks
the
to
cap,
Sacramento.
If Golden State can make the cap space happen, I could see that happening.
Yeah, true.
A team like the Knicks, I don't know how much Kawhi... I don't know if he's in LA for where he grew up or if it's for the lifestyle.
If you're in
life.
If you're Golden State, do you drop Draymond to get Kawhi?
Oh yeah, you got to all day. Draymond is that his contract would have to move. Him and Wiggins would both have to get their contracts off the books for very low contracts.
Would you like do a sign and trade?
It'd be a type of be if the Clippers would be on to that type of thing. But
that's pretty good return for Kawhi. Wiggins and Draymond.
Wiggins, Draymond, probably a pick just to make it happen because I don't know too many people who want Draymond's contract. Draymond's becoming one of those players in the league, in my opinion, he's not worth the contract.
I think didn't he lead the league in assists?
No.
No,
No, not even close.
He was he's like definitely top 10 for assists.
Maybe he led the league in the assists for power forwards on teams that didn't make the playoffs.
On teams in LA, in California.
Yeah, but no, Draymond didn't lead the league in assists. And Draymond is nothing, in my opinion. We've seen what he could do. We know what Draymond can do with 3 other All-Stars, 2 other All-Stars. Teeth, yeah, no doubt. But even last year, no Clay, no Curry, D'Angelo Russell, worst record in the league. This year, with Steph Curry, with Andrew Wiggins, Draymond wasn't that good. They didn't even make the playoffs. Like you said, 9th seed. Draymond's just not what he used to be. He's a top 5 to 10 defender still in the league, maybe, and that's what you're really paying him for.
Yeah. And I mean, he facilitates the ball because
he facilitates the ball.
I saw his fantasy numbers. He was putting up like little 10.
But is that what Golden State needs right now?
No, not at all.
Facilitators with arguably the greatest point guard of our generation, arguably the greatest point guard of all time.
But I'm saying he still has that trade value.
He does, but his contract is very up there, very expensive. Same with Wiggins. They're getting paid. They're both getting paid, and I don't know too many teams that would want to. At least the thing with Wiggins is at least he's still young. There's still a little bit of upside with him. Former first-round pick. But Draymond, I just think he needs to be in the absolute perfect situation to be worth his contract.
I think the Celtics could use a Draymond.
They could use a Draymond. Would Golden State be willing to move him, though? That's the thing. He's kind of like the heart and soul of that team.
Well, I'm saying to clear up a contract for
Kawhi. Yeah,
to
clear up a contract for Kawhi, but Boston doesn't have the cap space to really be taken in a contract in return.
Well, I mean,
you don't really have cap space because you're paying Horford. Yeah, but then they'd be taking on Horford's contract. You'd have to find like a third team to be able to take on a cap space.
Yeah, true.
But I would like Draymond in Boston. He could play the 4, the 5, the 3 for you guys.
But he could play a point.
And that's, well, I mean. But that's somebody who would really be able to hold JB, JT, your new coach, accountable. I don't even know how to pronounce his name yet. So
eBay?
That's what I'm going to call him.
That's what Jason Tatum called him. And all
right. So that's what I'll call him, eBay, because I don't want to slaughter the man's name until I hear it a couple more times on ESPN or something. But
JT calls him eBay, and they're friends. So.
But I think that's a great guy, a great leader, plays a similar position to the two of them. Yeah. And playmaking is something that Boston needs dreadfully.
Did we talk the Celtics on changes?
Yeah, we've talked. We've had a Celtics playoff off-season episode.
All right.
Of course. You can check that out. Still available. Still current, going on for what's going on this offseason. But
check out everything. This quality all over the YouTube page.
But Draymond would be a great guy in Boston. And I don't know. Boston's just going to have an interesting offseason as well, man, when you talk about it. But we're here talking about the finals. 2 teams. Bucks, Suns.
2 teams. 1 trophy.
Do the Suns still make it to the championship if they had a healthy 3-round playoff before here?
Yeah, I think so.
You still think they're the superior team out west?
I think all right, so they had a 90% chance facing the teams they faced in the conditions they were, right? I think their chances dropped down to 70.
Right. I think they would have taken the Lakers. I think they would have taken the round 2. I think they could have taken Denver easy. Easy.
It could have went both ways.
I think that would have went 7, but I still would have went with the Suns just because it's kind of like 3 stars to 2 at the end of the day, in my opinion. And both teams have great depth. But if you went against Kawhi and PG healthy, PG himself, PG and Reggie Jackson, the second coming of freaking...
I know, right?
I don't even know. He's like AI 2.0, but if they had Kawhi on that team, I think they could have easily won that series.
I don't think Reggie would be getting the shots that he got.
No, he wouldn't, but Kawhi's getting those shots, and Kawhi's playing stellar defense.
Yeah, I don't know, but if for some reason when Kawhi plays, PG doesn't play as well.
Yeah, he played pretty good the first couple rounds.
He played
his role, but
he wasn't
because he can't be taking all the shots that he was getting.
Yeah,
Kawhi's obviously the man of that team. But the Suns, I think that they're rightfully in the finals. I think the Bucks are going to win the finals.
You think the Bucks are going to win?
Yeah, down 1-0 right now. Yeah, Drew Holiday had an off night. Giannis is coming back after missing 4 straight games off a serious knee injury. He's getting back into it.
Okay.
And Middleton only shows up when it counts, if we're honest. He plays terrible game 1, 2, but games 3 and 4, he'll start dropping buckets on everybody. He seems to be...
You want to talk about some teeth?
Something else that's getting me kind of mad is the narrative that Middleton is the Batman on that team. You've been seeing that going around a lot.
He's not Batman.
I've seen that, and they've been calling... He's obviously not the Batman on that team. He shows up, but he's the scorer. But Giannis is the guy on that team who brings them there throughout the whole year. They got to rely on him for all their buckets in transition, pretty much. Defensively, he's their anchor.
I like Middleton.
I like Middleton, but is he even the 2 on that team?
Yeah.
I say it's Holiday just because.
I think it's like a 2A, 2B type situation.
Yeah. But people like Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah, Kendrick. We don't listen to Kendrick Perkins about anything.
They're calling for Middleton to be
unless like what buffet we're gonna pick.
Perk doesn't mess around, bro.
I like how you can hear him like on ESPN before you see him. Like
yeah, I know. Perk's just an ass, bro. He's always just shitting on Max for some reason.
It's like Max Kelvin.
They'll have the same take, and he'll be like, "God damn it, Max! You messed it all up. You said it wrong.
You got it wrong, Max."
Exactly. Yeah, but Perk, those guys out at ESPN, keep hitting us up for all your fantasy basketball, regular basketball, all those needs.
Yeah,
you already know. DeAndre Ayton has been making a case to get paid this offseason. His contract's coming up. Him, Luka, Trey, that draft class, their extensions will be coming up pretty soon. And Ayton is making himself one of the top 5, 7 big men in the league.
Big facts.
Big facts.
You know what? I'm going to start calling DeAndre Ayton Black Santa. You know why?
Why?
He's getting that bag. He's going to have that big bag.
He is going to get that bag
full of green goodies.
And like we said, I'll remember this. You can look back on our podcast, the most recent podcast after the Chris Paul to Phoenix move. I said it was going to be the best thing for DeAndre Ayton's career because Chris Paul always gets his big man paid.
Yeah.
They could be underrated, trash, garbage,
overrated.
Whoever it is, you're getting paid if you play with Chris Paul. Tyson Chandler, DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan was like a 3-time All-Star, got paid a max, and now look at him.
Yeah.
Once Chris Paul was gone. DeAndre, like I said, Tyson Chandler was another big. Clint Capella, now DeAndre Ayton. Chris Paul is just making some of these guys, man.
I've always liked DeAndre Ayton. Like I feel bad for him because I don't think he's number 1 pick caliber, but he's not a bust.
Right, yeah. Especially, he's looking like he's becoming a really great player now. But
yeah,
especially with guys like Trey and Luka drafted after him, and Shea.
Yeah, exactly. It's the Chris Paul effect.
Right, yeah. And who knows what he's going to look like without CP3? Is CP3 even staying there this offseason?
Oh, yeah. CP3's retiring in Phoenix, especially if they win a championship. He has to.
I see CP3 as the type of guy. If he gets his ring,
he's already gotten his bag.
I think that's all he cares about is his bag.
No, not anymore.
That's all he's talking about declining his $43 million player option so he could sign somewhere else for a bigger contract long term.
I don't know. He loves the coach there. He loves the team. He's in the finals. If he wins the chip, he's staying in Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm pretty sure Phoenix has.
If you're Chris Paul, do you accept the player option or do you back out and try to restructure your contract a 3-4 year deal around $100 million?
Does Phoenix have the cap?
Well, no matter what, they can make it happen. They could pay him no matter what. But
yeah, so just accept your player option.
Yeah, but then that puts him at the risk. Next year, he might still not be in the position of being as healthy, as elite of a point guard. He's old, man. He's 36.
Yeah, so what?
He's getting up there in age.
They won the chip. They can be bad for a season.
No, but if Chris Paul's bad for a season, he's not getting paid come next offseason. And that's what he wants is long-term security, getting paid over a long time. He'd rather have 3 years 100 than 1 year 40-something.
I mean, I guess, but like, I don't know. If I was Chris Paul, if I was in that position, I already got my big bag because his contract is absolutely like.
Yeah, he's already been paid. He's been paid.
Yeah, all he needs now is just a chip and comfortability. Like Phoenix is not a bad place to play.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know how much I'd want to be living out the rest of my life in Arizona.
I mean,
with my family.
He doesn't say the rest of his life. You could just stay like 2 more seasons.
Yeah, but your kids are growing up, stuff like that. Like, do you really want your kids growing up in Phoenix? If you win the chip, long-term security, why don't you go play somewhere where it's nice? Miami, the Knicks. You know the Knicks will throw a bag at Chris Paul come this offseason. New York
is a horrible place right now.
Yeah, so isn't everywhere in America. You could live anywhere in the city, bro, and just get to Knicks practices.
Yeah, true, I guess,
And Chris Paul's been that guy throughout his whole career. He's never really been the loyalty player. He's been all around the league, bouncing around, mentoring new players. Just, I don't know, he's like the Shaq of our era without the chips.
Making horrible teams great.
Yeah, right? I mean, that's what the Chris Paul effect is. Like I said a couple weeks ago, if he gets a chip, he's in my top 5 point guards of all time.
Yeah, I agree.
If he gets this finals MVP too, ooh. I obviously don't think it's possible, but people are going to start bringing up the Chris Paul, Steph Curry debate because Curry's never shown up in the finals, never won a finals MVP.
I mean, I think Curry is going to always be the best of this generation.
He's always going to be superior to Westbrook, CP3, those type of guys.
He's arguably the best point guard of all time.
Yeah, Steph is, right. Yeah, you could definitely make the case for you. Anybody, you can't not hear the case for Steph Curry.
He's the
being
best
GOAT
shooter of all
point guard.
time. That's already
Yeah.
that's already written in stone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But like even point guard, like you can say he's better than Isaiah.
Yeah.
You know?
Even Magic, you can make the case for it. I obviously don't have him above Magic, but
Yeah, but that's gonna be the argument.
yeah, always it's going to be those two guys. What it seems like.
Yeah.
Speaking of another point guard who's not going to be a top 2 point guard most likely, Ben Simmons. He's been getting shit on recently by the media a lot of recency bias
goodness.
towards his name. But
He's a porta potty right now.
yeah, Ben Simmons. It's looking like he's out of Philly. Doc is saying that they want him to stay. Daryl Morey says that they want him to stay. But I feel like that's what every GM says every offseason. about
Yeah,
players
that's what you have to say.
that go on to get traded. So I have some Ben Simmons trades made up here. We're gonna talk about who says no in these deals. Philly ships off Ben Simmons to Portland
Okay.
for a first round pick, C.J. McCollum, Anthony Simons, and Nazir Little.
Philly says no.
Philly says no to that.
Yeah.
All
Wait,
right.
no. I'm sorry. Who's offering it?
Just which? No, it doesn't matter. Just which team would decline that trade.
Oh,
Ben Simmons-
then all right. So, well, it depends. All right. So, Philly would say yes.
Well, obviously it depends. That's why we're asking you the question. Who's
Yeah.
saying no to this trade? Philly or
Portland. All right. Portland would say no if Philly offered that. If Portland offered that, Philly takes that all day.
okay? So you could just say Portland says no.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think that Portland says no to making a Ben Simmons, Dame Lillard 1-2, with only giving up CJ, Simons, and Little?
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of young guys.
That is a lot of young guys, but Simmons, former first overall pick, brings all NBA first team defense to that team. Lets Dame get off the ball once in a while as the guard. I think Philly says yes I think both teams say yes in my opinion.
I mean, I guess so. I don't know.
It gets Philly exactly what
It's
they
not a bad
need
trade.
That's what I'm telling you, bro.
But
I'm not
but
out here giving you whack trades.
Yeah,
I'm giving you something you got to think about hard.
Yeah, but I feel like if I had to choose who said no, who says no, it's Portland.
Well, you could say it's a fair trade that you would say it would go through, but I think
No, I'm not gonna cop out like that.
I think if anybody says no, I think both teams say yes. I think it makes sense. Philly, they got a couple young guys in Anthony Simons, Nazir Little, not much, but people that you could develop.
Yeah, it's
Simons
CJ.
is a nice piece off the bench, and CJ, he's probably going to be your point guard next year if you get him. A guy who can create his own shot off the dribble. Completely different style of game than Simmons. Completely. Trade number 2. Brogdon, T.J. Warner, Aaron Holiday.
T.J. Warner.
Oh, I'm thinking of NFL. T.J. Warren, Brogdon,
DC
and
movies?
Holiday, and a first for Ben Simmons and Anthony Tolliver. Obviously, Tolliver's just in there to make
Indiana
the
says
contract.
no. I'm pretty sure Indiana already said no to that trade.
No, Indiana offered Brogdon and a first, and
Okay.
Philly declined.
So Indiana says no to that because that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Brogdon, Turner, and Holiday.
Yeah,
I think Philly says no to that.
and Warren.
Yeah, T.J. Warren, Brogdon, and Aaron Holiday.
No, you said Turner.
No, T.J. Warren.
Okay, I know, but I'm saying like 2 seconds ago you said Turner. But that's fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Warren, Brogdon, and Holiday for Simmons and Tolliver. I think Philly says no because Brogdon, Warren, and Holiday. I don't think any of those players exactly bring star potential to Philly.
Yeah, but it brings great depth, and Malcolm Brogdon fills Ben Simmons' role, and
Where? In what aspect of the game?
well, I'm not saying. I'm not saying like
Not in defense, rebounding, play,
He
everything
could- but no,
except
I know,
for
yeah, but
shooting is
he's not
Simmons
he's
gets
not
the
going to be as
advantage.
good as Simmons. Like he's like 2 pegs below Simmons, but he fills his role. Like he can defend. He not everybody Ben Simmons could defend, but he can defend the guard position. He can pass like Ben Simmons.
No.
he can. Well, not like. Well, I'm just saying like he's like I said.
Everything that you just said, Ben Simmons is far superior.
Yeah,
compared
exactly.
to
The
Brogdon.
precursor to that was Ben Simmons is 2 pegs above Malcolm Brogdon at all these topics.
Yeah, but you said that he can pass like Simmons. He
All right, I
can't
didn't-
pass like Simmons.
all
He
right.
can't defend like Simmons.
He can pass similarly. All right, I'm not saying like he's like as good. I'm saying that he can pass. He can just pass the ball
right.
like a point guard can.
I think that Philly turns this down because you're not getting any level of a player that's an all-star level player who has all-star potential. They're all older than Simmons except for Holiday, maybe.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
just don't
Brogdon's pretty young.
Yeah, but Simmons is younger. Brogdon came into the.
Like I think by a year, right?
No, he's way older than
Oh,
Simmons.
really?
He came in as a 4-year rookie. He played all 4 years in
Oh,
college.
okay, all right.
So NBA wise, he's young.
Yeah.
Real life wise, he's older than Simmons. So I think just not being able to bring back any NBA talent, no all NBA defensive player, or not even an all-star level talent, I just don't know if Philly does that. Next trade would be Philly going after Larry Nance, Isaac Okoro, Colin Sexton, and 2 second-round picks for Ben Simmons.
That's a little stacked on Philly's end. I feel like Philly would win, but I don't think anybody says no.
Sexton is the new guard to take over in Philly, and you're bringing in Larry Nance, a depth piece off the bench, and Isaac Okoro is a piece that you could develop.
Yeah.
For Ben Simmons, who would pretty much be the face of the Cavaliers.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as he went there.
He'd be LeBron 2.0.
Imagine.
Negative 2.0.
And that trade, I would say, I don't even know who says no at that point, but I agree with you. Philly does get the depth there, but Sexton, I just don't know. Do you think that Sexton has all-star potential by the time he retires?
Oh, yeah.
Multiple time, or is it just going to be like a 1 year, every couple years, Sexton's in there like a CJ McCollum role? CJ's never been an all-star either.
No, I think he'll be a perennial all-star, but he'll probably be in and out reserves.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He's not always going to start. He'll start some years, depends who's injured.
Right, so you're a Sexton guy, you believe in him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm taking the bus to Sexland.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What if you get hit up by Denver? These are your boys in Denver. Campazzo, Aaron Gordon, and Michael Porter for Ben Simmons and Shake Milton.
Campazzo doesn't leave.
Actually, I think he's going to be an unrestricted... I think he has another year left on his contract, actually.
Campazzo stays.
Who's saying no to that trade? Denver can make their big three of Jamal Murray, Ben Simmons, Nikola Jokic. It's probably arguably one of the best big threes in the league, but their depth does take a hit. Did
you say that they have to trade Aaron Gordon?
Gordon to make the contract work because he's the bigger contract. Yeah. Michael Porter and Campazzo.
No, I know. Denver says no. Denver says no, especially with Michael Porter. Michael Porter's he's turning into something special.
Would you use Michael Porter in a deal for Dame Lillard?
Depends on who else I have to give up.
That same trade package: Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter, Campazzo, and a couple firsts. So, because you're gonna have to give up first to get Lillard.
I'd rather give up Jamal Murray.
So, Campazzo. In the long run, who would you prefer, Murray or Porter, to be Jokic's drafted side mate running with him? Who do you think is the better?
I think Porter has a bigger upside.
Okay, what do you think his upside is?
I think his upside is like perennial all-star.
Okay, like a straight bucket.
Yeah.
Like obviously not KD, but his type of play style.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Okay, I can respect that. I do like that trade too. And I agree with you there. Denver says no on that trade. They're just giving up way too much depth for somebody who hasn't shown up in the playoffs his whole career, it seems like.
Yeah, exactly.
Philly trades Ben Simmons and Isaiah Joe for DeJounte Murray, Patty Mills, Lonnie Walker, and 2 first-round picks.
Oh, that's fair.
Fair?
Yeah, especially if freaking the Spurs want to rebuild.
They get their young piece. Pop can finally, if Pop stays, he's one of the best defensive coaches in NBA history, and I'm sure he loves Simmons.
I think Pop's done after the season.
Yeah, I can see it, man. I hate how they're just really wasting him away over there.
He's not wasting away. He did what he wanted to.
But these last few years, he's just working with a mediocre roster. That's not built for this era of basketball.
He's the coach, the GM.
Yeah, but they did have to sell out so long to win.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happens, and I feel like Pop should have. He's loyal, man. If he was a Phil Jackson would just go win championships, destroy teams' future, and just be out. He did that with the Bulls and the Lakers.
I mean, as long as he wins the chips, it's worth it.
Yeah, right. As long as you get the chips, that's all it is. So I would see both teams getting that. They get an all NBA-esque defender in DeJounte Murray. Patty Mills can give you minutes off the bench. Lonnie Walker's a developmental piece, like we said. What if the Kings hit up Philly and they tried to make a trade with Buddy Hield, Marvin Bagley, and Tyrese Halliburton for Ben Simmons?
Ooh, I don't know if they try. I don't know if Sacramento wants to get id of Halliburton. Halliburton looks special.
He does look special, but Fox and Simmons, that'd be the best combo in Sacramento since Chris Webber and Jason Williams, maybe?
Yeah, white chocolate.
That was a while ago, man. Boogie and
Mike Bibby.
Yeah, man. Boogie was over there by himself. But Bagley really hasn't turned out.
Boogie and the boys?
Bagley really hasn't turned out to be what everybody was thinking he was going to be. Second pick in that draft behind Ayton in front of Luka and Trey.
Yeah.
Kind of disappointing, but Buddy Hield on the Sixers.
I think Bagley's dad on Twitter is hilarious.
Yeah, Bagley's
get him out of there.
He's one of those guys that the player just completely underperforms his whole career.
Yeah.
And then he blames it on the team, even though he hasn't been able to show.
I think Bagley can. I think he can contribute like in a playoff team.
Yeah, no, he could, but I mean, he hasn't proven anything before. He's been on an empty team, being able to put up empty stats, and he hasn't really shown that he's been able to contribute to winning basketball.
Who's he played under? Like freaking Luke Walton.
Luke Walton, but I mean, he's been playing with good players. Like Fox has been able to Fox has been able to look amazing in that organization. Halliburton's looking like he's going to be special.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think Buddy Hield. I think Philly says yes.
Yeah, I think Philly says yes too.
I think Sacramento says no, like you said. But I think Hield would be like the perfect fit for Philly. That's exactly what they want.
Yeah, shooter.
Just a shooter, pretty much shooter.
I like Buddy Hield.
Yeah, me too. He's getting older up there for a younger player, another 4-year player in college.
Was it Buddy Hield who I said who could
take James Harden's role?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, bro, we're not even going to talk about that right now. Terry Rozier, PJ Washington, Miles Bridges in this year's first, right at the end of the lottery for Ben Simmons.
Yeah, that's a fair trade. I think if one team had to say no, it'd be Charlotte.
Really, I think Philly would say no in that case.
But I think Philly gets back some depth and then some.
Yeah, they definitely get some depth. 3 players who could be starters. PJ Washington, Miles Bridges, still young. Rozier.
Yep.
That's exactly what they need with that Rozier and Embiid beef from those Celtics days. You remember that?
Oh, I loved it.
Scary Terry.
Bros, that was more of a smart.
Yeah, smart Marcus Morris. Yes. Everybody was beefing in that series. Actually,
I love that's honestly like my out of every series that I've watched, that was like the most excited I ever got with, especially that Al Horford what do you call that, buzzer beater? Oh my goodness!
And now Al's back.
My goodness!
You'll get to see again. Philly gets hit up by Memphis. Dylan Brooks, DeAnthony Melton, Jaren Jackson Jr., and a couple firsts.
You say DeAnthony Melton?
Yeah.
Who is that?
He's a bench guard. He gives them solid minutes off the bench. You play fantasy basketball, you should know. He was rostered on my team.
Oh, he was?
Yes, he's a bucket.
In your last place team?
No, I wasn't in last, dog.
I was in 10th place. Second to last, he said, off camera.
DeAnthony Melton's pretty nice, though, for Ben Simmons. I think Philly declines that trade just because Jaren Jackson hasn't really... I like him, but him being the main part of a trade, I don't think he could be the main part of a trade for an all-star.
Yeah, I think Philly says no to that.
Yeah, I still don't think Jaren Jackson has proven anything yet. He's a bucket. He's a baller.
Too, you know? He looked pretty decent in his 11 games that he played this season.
Right, but would you be willing to trade your All NBA first team?
God no.
I mean, all defensive first team player for that?
God no. No.
And then another player was disappointing this playoffs. Porzingis.
Pingus.
Porzingis, Jalen Brunson, Josh Green, and a first for Ben Simmons. Porzingis and Embiid down low. Jalen Brunson is a guard. You know he's solid. He's a bucket.
Yeah, I need Tim Hardaway Jr.
You need Tim. Oh, okay. If you were Philly, you need THJ in that trade at least?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're talking, actually. That's tough. I don't know.
I'd say take out Brunson, put in Hardaway.
Does Mavericks still do that? THJ and Porzingis?
I don't know.
A first for Simmons?
That's a rough one.
Luka and Simmons? Ben Simmons.
They're very similar, though. They're
very similar, but at the end of the day, Luka is the straight bucket, and Simmons is going to be able to clamp down anybody on that team, which is Luka's biggest weakness. What's Simmons' biggest weakness is scoring at the end of games. What's Luka's biggest strength? Clutch as fuck at the end of games. And Luka can't guard for the lick of him. Granted, both of them aren't clutch with free throws at the end of the game, but
I don't know. Luka,
who's saying no? We'll just change this up a little bit. THJ, Porzingis, and a first. Your trade. You made this shit up.
Yeah. That's what I need is THJ, and that's for Philly to say yes. That's what I need.
You want THJ? No Brunson?
No Brunson.
You could keep Brunson, give me THJ. Okay, that'd be an interesting trade. I think that makes Philly a lot better.
In a bundle of JJ Barea hair.
That would be an interesting starting five. It'd be probably Seth Curry at the 1, THJ at the 2, Tobias, Porzingis, and Embiid. It's a big lineup.
Yeah.
But that's interesting.
Yeah, I still think the Mavs say no.
The Mavs say no to that one if you go THJ?
Yeah, I think Mavs say no on all of them, to be honest with you.
Even with Jalen Brunson?
Yeah, I think they're looking to replace Porzingis with someone similar position wise.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that's where Simmons' best fit is going to be, playing the 4 or the 5. not being a, because at the end of the game you can't really have him out there with another big man who can't be hitting freeze 3 throws. You need him to be the lone big man at the end of the game. I think if you ran something with, or if you went to a team playing alongside like a center who can shoot, obviously it's going to be hard for this to happen, but playing alongside someone like Jaren Jackson,
Splash Mountain.
yeah, Brook Lopez, people, Valanciunas, people like that. If he's playing next to centers who could shoot,
Tice.
I think
Tippy toe Aaron Baines.
I think that Simmons could be one of the best 4s in the league, but that's what he has to be at the end of the games for 4 or 5, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The lone guy on this court who can't hit a 3 or a free throw. That's just the biggest hole in his game, in my opinion. OG, Gary Trent, and Fred VanVleet for Ben Simmons. Toronto can start their rebuild.
Yeah. Yeah, both
like
teams,
that?
both teams say yes.
Yeah, it gives Philly great defense in OG, a
Even-
bucket
e-
in Fred.
Even Fred can defend.
Yeah, he's really underrated in that. Lowry's taught him well, I think.
And he
Because
has
Lowry's a great defender.
yeah, and
for
they
his
had like
size.
they had a similar build too. Like Fred has a little booty in the
Yeah.
back. You know what I mean? He has a little junk in the trunk. Not as much junk in the trunk as Kyle, but he has enough to throw around. You know what I mean?
And that's kind of how Philly can.
He's got a nice cheek to arm ratio.
And I think that's a great trade for Philly. They can really get their team started there. I think they upgrade their team there, bringing in a bucket and Fred. A great
Yeah. Oh
defender
yeah.
in
I
OG.
think both teams win.
Oh yeah. Then you could run something like Fred, Seth, OG.
Yeah. I think that's the
Tobias
best
and
trade you've
Right.
thrown at me today.
Give both teams a little chance of a rebuild. And then the last one I didn't have it pre-saved, but it just came to my head. The Bulls build a big 3 with Levine, Vukovic, and Ben Simmons, trading away Kobe White and Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah. I need Tice. I need Tyson there. I need Tice.
Kobe White, Lauri Markkanen, and off the top of my head, I don't know. They need another.
Give me
a
Javante.
veteran.
Give me Javante Green in that too.
He's probably not even going to be on a roster by the end of the offseason, bro. I don't know.
I like his Foot Locker Jordans that he wears on court.
So those are the best Ben Simmons trades that we've been able to think of. Does Ben Simmons get moved by the end of the offseason?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be a big 3-team.
Looking for him.
Yeah,
I think he's the perfect third option. Can defend, can facilitate, rebound.
But I think it's gonna be a big 3-team palooza. You know what I mean? It's gonna
Go back to the big 3.
No. I'm saying like there's gonna be like a 3 teams like involved in the trade. So it's gonna be like
it's gonna be a 3-team trade.
Yeah,
to get Simmons out of Philly.
Yeah, there's gonna be picks gonna be thrown around everywhere.
We'll have to see because Philly's in a place where they want to trade a star, but they're not ready to rebuild. They need something back to be able to continue to contend.
And you can get something back for,
Simmons. We talked about some trades that can definitely DeJounte Murray, the Raptors trade would be nice for Simmons.
I'm sure Daryl Morey's on the phone right now talking.
Yeah, Daryl Morey.
He's a good GM. I think if anybody can do it, it's him.
Really?
Yeah, he's not a bad GM.
No, I think he sucks as a GM.
Really?
Yeah, he's never really been able to put anything around Harden all those years. He paid CP3 a check. It didn't work out. At that point, I just don't really think you mix Harden with a player like CP3, too similar in play styles. And then in Philly, he got rid of that Al Horford contract, but the team just exploded again at the end of the year. But that's what Philly's known for.
Yeah.
And
I thought Brett Brown was a problem, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they literally brought in a new coach, new GM.
They brought in one of the better coaches in the league.
One of the more overrated coaches in the league, in my opinion.
But I mean, the overrated because he has a good track record.
No, he doesn't have a good track record, though. That's what I'm talking about. He has a track record of ruining superstars. Like, he's coached Tracy McGrady and Grant Hill in Orlando. Nothing to show. He's coached Kawhi and PG. Nothing to show. Ben Simmons and Embiid. Nothing to show. Who else did he coach? Let me keep going. CP3, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan. Nothing to show. He got one fluke year in Boston because Danny Ainge called up his friend Kevin McHale, who was the GM of the Timberwolves, and he said, let me give you a bunch of garbage. Al Jefferson was the main thing traded for Kevin Garnett.
He has 2 first names.
So they got Kevin Garnett in a deal based around Al Jefferson. Do you even know who that is?
Yeah, but because of the trade.
Yeah, he's pretty much a journeyman, maybe a one-time all-star because he was getting empty stats on the Hornets. Bobcats, that's how bad he was, like the star player for the Bobcats. But
I say bring the Bobcats back. I want to see.
But that's the only reason why Doc Rivers has anything on his resume is because the Celtics were able to build a big 4 for him while he was coaching. What has he done other than that? He's choked many playoff series, even as the Celtics coach, as the Clippers. Think of how many times those Clippers teams choked.
Oh my goodness, 3-1 twice, right?
Yeah, 3-1 twice. Then he goes to, where'd he go after that? Those clips. Oh, never mind. Yeah, 3-1 twice. Once with Chris Paul, once with Kawhi.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
Then he goes over to Philly, talking about changing their stigma and everything. Philly just seems to be the same team that they have been for the last 5 years.
I mean, they looked really good.
They did look really good, but that's what he is, a regular season coach. Ty Lue is a better coach than Doc Rivers.
I think they're probably like on par with each other.
But Ty Lue did more with the Clippers roster than Doc Rivers ever had. With a hurt Kawhi, brought him 2 games win into the Western Conference.
Yeah, I guess so.
And Doc's battled with better rosters than what the Clippers just had without Kawhi.
I still can't believe they lost to ATL.
I know. I can't believe. On the last podcast, too, I said there's no way that Atlanta's even winning this series. I remember that. But all respect to Trae Young and Atlanta becoming one of the hottest free agent destinations, I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah. Miami, Atlanta, and Phoenix.
Nobody wants to live in Phoenix.
But people want to play with CP3.
Yeah, but he's getting the bag already. I think to be one of those upcoming destinations, like the Knicks are more of a destination than the Suns.
Yeah, but I think
being in New York, a contending team. I don't know too many people.
I think the Suns will get a lot of low-level restricted free agents knocking at the door.
Yeah, but who do you know that really wants to go play in Phoenix?
I'd love to go play in Phoenix.
I was thinking about it, like
Put even coach
free agents that wanted to go to Phoenix. All you really got was Jay Crowder.
But think about it: nice weather, great coach, great team.
Yeah, if Chris Paul stays, we'll see.
Even if Chris Paul leaves, it's still a good team.
No, they have never made the playoffs or done anything without Chris Paul.
They won all games in the bubble.
And what do they have to show for it? A 9th seed or a 10th seed or no? They were the 11th seed.
A Trailblazers win. They would have been in the play. They would have been in the play-in if the Trailblazers would have lost that game against, I think it was Philly.
Whiff, whatever, bro. They were the 11th seed.
Yeah, but they did everything. It wasn't their fault. This was just like
no, it was their fault because they played complete garbage in the regular season.
True, but
I just don't. If CP3 leaves, and even if he stays, how much do you really trust CP3 getting this old? I don't know, man.
What about the new Chris Paul?
Cliff Paul? if they could sign Cliff Paul, then maybe they become a free agent destination.
Freaking Carlton.
I'm the new Chris Paul. Man, but Chris Paul's aging there in age. You think that Phoenix makes another run like this?
Yeah, I think they can. I think
in the future?
Yeah, if CP3 stays, I think he has one more season. I think he has at least 2 more good seasons. I think him and LeBron are going to retire at the same time.
Yeah, we're seeing this differently. I'm still just not that big of a CP3 guy. I think that this offseason was a fluke. They're having a Miami-esque run.
Well, because you're a James Harden fan.
What does it have to do with the Suns?
Every James Harden fan is a CP3 hater.
I'm not even a James Harden fan, but CP3, they just haven't proven anything to me. They've played 3 straight series with the best player out.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they won.
Arguably the best player.
Yeah, I think they're going to win the finals.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I think I'm going to get myself a DeAndre Ayton jersey.
Okay, I respect that. Ayton's the one player on the Suns that I'm really starting to dig this playoffs.
I think I'm gonna,
Ayton or Bam?
Ayton.
I'm not letting the recency bias get to me. I'm going with Bam.
But I've always liked Ayton. That's the thing.
Yeah, but Bam is just
Bam
can
is
shoot
really good.
better, defend just as good. I don't know. I'm a big Bam guy too, though. Cat Towns has been slowly dropping down the center ranks.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
because he's been unsuccessful because he's too busy playing Fortnite.
There was a time where it was like Embiid Cat. They were battling for one. Now it's clearly Joker and Embiid battling for 1 and 2.
Yeah,
and then Cat slipped.
Joker's at 1.
Cat has slipped down to the 3, maybe 5, because like Bam, 8, and Cat. Those 3 guys are up next.
I don't know. I think Cat is overrated.
You think Cat's better than those 3 guys?
I think Cat's overrated.
Okay, but do you think that he's better than those 3 guys?
No.
You think that Ayton and Bam are both better than Cat?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
All Cat does is shoot a 3 better. That's it.
Well, no, he's a lot. He's statistically one of the best offensive centers of all time.
Cat can't defend like Ayton and Bam.
But he's a bit better defender than Joker.
A little bit.
And he doesn't have a team like these guys, too. He's been playing with D'Lo, Ant Edwards, and a skeleton crew. Herman Gomez. Like, if you're playing with a dude named Herman, like
Herman.
like we're all for the Hispanics out here playing basketball. But if you're playing with two Hispanic dudes that are starting on your roster and you're not in the Olympics, bro, like
if Herman's his first name, not even like Pee Wee Herman.
He's playing with like Herman Gomez's, like Willie Herman Gomez.
Oh, his first name's Willie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never
Willie
mind.
Herman
Never mind.
Gomez. They're playing with these guys out there that sounds like, no disrespect, but they shouldn't be on all-star starting lineups in the NBA.
Yeah, no. But I mean, whose fault is that really?
No, I agree. If Cat was really that dude, he could have been able to lift the Timberwolves to better records than they've had in the past.
Yeah.
And
At least a 10th seed.
they've made the playoffs before.
Yeah, but with Jimmy Butler.
Right, yeah.
Jimmy Butler carried that team, not Cat.
Cat was the only All-Star that year.
Jimmy Butler left that team. I mean, but look at the guard position in the West that year.
Right, but Jimmy is a forward. Well, they did have Wiggins, so he was playing the two at the point. All right, fair enough. But yeah, I mean, it's complicated. I think Cat's better than both those guys at the moment. I'm just not big. I think he's better than Bam. Ayton just plays. He's just such a great old school center. Never mind, I'd even put Gobert in that conversation. He's another guy who you could throw in there. You could argue Gobert over Ayton. I mean, this is really the first time Ayton's ever proved himself, and it is, to me, it's just a CP3 formula. CP3 gets all his big man.
Yeah, I know, but like, have you seen Ayton's arms?
Yeah, but have you seen
chiseled?
Yeah, but Gobert ain't too slim either. Gobert's a big fella. He's ripped.
DeAndre Ayton looks like a Greek god.
Yeah, but
Rudy Gobert looks like a lanky spider.
I don't know, bro.
You put him in a Bigfoot costume.
I agree. I'm going Ayton over Gobert. I'm going all those guys over Gobert, but he's up there too. You can obviously throw him in the conversation.
Yeah,
above Cat too.
I think Gobert isn't as good as Cat.
No, I agree with you there.
I think Cat is better than Gobert. That's the one guy who I put Cat above.
Vukovic or Gobert?
Vooch
or Cat?
I like Cat.
All right, yeah, me too. If you said Vooch there, I was gonna have to say you're a little crazy, but I don't know if those are gunshots or fireworks in the background. Be safe, everybody. 4th of July weekend just happened. We're all patriotic out here. Speaking of patriotic, those were fireworks in the back. We were just kidding. Who is the best player in Team USA history? Not necessarily the best person to ever put on
America.
like not necessarily the best player to ever put on a Team USA jersey, but
Michael Jordan.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael Jordan or KD or Melo.
I was gonna say Melo. Give my respects to Melo. Isn't it crazy how Kevin Love got selected for this team for his past knowledge of the Olympics?
Yeah, Melo didn't.
But Melo didn't. I'm like, bro, Melo is Team USA.
Yeah, Melo with the headband, like getting buckets against Brazil.
I'm like, bro, there's nobody. I think Melo is Mr. Team USA when it comes to it. Homie never won the championship, but he has all the medals. Golds, bro. Nobody has more golds than Melo. I don't. Basketball wise.
Yeah, didn't he get like MVP too?
Yeah, dude. Melo's certified bucket in Portugal, wherever you send this man.
Yeah,
he's hitting fadeaway jumpers.
If you put him on a court with a tropical color on it, he's a straight bucket. He's a green light every time.
And another thing, speaking of the Olympics, something that I really have a lot of respect for Luka for is saying that he'd rather win gold than win an NBA championship, which I agree with 100%.
Yeah, because like you can't play for I think the NBA is eventually gonna let like certain countries like get their own teams.
No, man, because the NBA, North America, Canada's one thing, but going to other countries, that's crazy. People come to these states because this is where the best of the best is. So all those other countries have their own leagues.
I mean, they're slowly integrating Europe into the NBA schedule. So
but they do that with all sports. Baseball's been playing in Japan for decades. NFL's been playing in London, but they're not making teams. And you know how much jet lag that's giving people flying from California to Lithuania?
I mean, it's no different than flying from California to Massachusetts.
That's a lot different.
I'm pretty sure it's the same
going
distance.
Through all the different, but then you have to go through all the different TSA, all these other things.
But if it's a basketball thing, you just check them at the airport when they get there.
Yeah, but there's so much that goes into that, especially all the different things that players would have to get tested for, all these things. to be able to travel constantly on a regular season basis to go to different countries
Yeah, true. I guess.
on the daily, bro. Games would be like 2 games a week, maybe.
Or you know what would be cool if they picked like certain like cities to give to like to give to these like European like basketball teams. Like if you put them in like I don't know like Seattle, you put Lithuania in Seattle.
Yeah. But then it would just be Seattle.
No, but it'd be Lithuania in Seattle.
Like New Asgard.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just thinking, man, if they're playing games overseas, like
Put Norway
like,
and Broxton.
like they schedule it now. So like when you go to the West Coast, you're planning a West Coast trip. Like you're over there for a couple days. Like like if you're flying from Boston to Lithuania, then you got to fly back to Miami. People like they play back to backs in the NBA, bro. That would kill flying out to Japan, then Madagascar, and then to Oklahoma City.
I'm not saying they're gonna be playing in Zimbabwe. I'm saying like playing like Serbia, like the like the big,
like Lithuania,
like the big like the big Olympic teams.
But do you agree with Luka? It's better to win gold for his country than an NBA championship.
No, I think winning gold is a little easier because you're playing like Mo Wagner can
easier.
Yeah,
to win gold,
it's a little easier.
Luka's playing with no professional athletes. He's the only professional athlete going against Team USA.
You're right. I thought you meant just playing gold and just getting gold in general.
For a USA player, an
easier.
NBA championship is a lot more. But Lithuania's never qualified for the Olympics.
Yeah, you're right.
Did you know that?
You're right. Yeah.
Did you know that Lithuania's never qualified before? That's crazy.
Until they got Luka.
Yeah, but I think I had the utmost respect when he said that. Like,
I feel Lithuania, I respect that more than an NBA chip. But I'm saying is
you could bring that home to your country, bro.
Yeah, in general, if Mo Wagner can straight look like prime Michael Jordan in Germany.
Yeah, but they're not. I don't even know if they're placing. If they're even going to get a color.
They won.
Yeah, they won. But at the final 3, I think I could see Luka carrying his team in there. Giannis is obviously in the finals. I don't know if they're gonna.
Serbia's low-key nasty.
Yeah, they pretty much run through Joker. Spain, you always got to watch out for Spain.
Germany. No, Germany has been playing pretty good because they got Tice, they got
Schroeder. I don't think Schroeder's playing this year.
They got Capella.
Yeah, but I don't think Capella's playing.
Oh, really?
No, because he just came out of the playoffs. Like D Book and Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday are all parts of Team USA. But if this series goes 6 or 7, I don't see them playing.
Put them on the bench.
Yeah, but it's going to be in the Olympics when they're playing games 6 and 7.
Yeah, so what?
So what are they going to do? Bang out with Giannis and on the finals, and they're going to fly out to Greece and play him in the Olympics there?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I respect it.
They have that game plan.
I respect it. Kostas Antetokounmpo left the Lakers, signed with like the biggest team in Greece. So
really?
He's got his ring, so now he's probably just going to kill it over in Greece. Just be like the man
over there. Screw it. Why not?
Yeah, he's probably making his big bag over there.
Is Thananis going to... Is that how you say his name? Thananis?
Nah, I bet they all want to win a chip first, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Be champions.
This is the first finals in a long time that I feel like is really like something special. Like
special.
Yeah, like you don't see this every time. Like you don't see this every year. You know what I mean? It's always like at least one of the favorites. Like none of the favorites made it to the finals this year.
Right. Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Like so, this chip will be remembered. This is like I feel like this is like a Detroit situation.
I don't know. Both teams are such high seeds in the first place. They have multiple all-stars on each team.
But they weren't favorites. Especially even when the playoffs started, like they weren't favorites. Like going into like round 1, the Suns were the underdogs.
Yeah, to Vegas.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
They did win like twice as many games as the Lakers.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying like Vegas said so.
True. In other news, Kyle Kuzma says that he could probably that he thinks he can average 25 points per game.
Yeah, but he also said that he can like shoot a 3 over Jesus. So
yeah, well, he did.
Did he,
bro?
Did he?
Jesus is everywhere. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I saw that.
I didn't read that in the book of Matthew.
He can average 25 points per game, and somebody said homie, pack your bags for Shanghai to go play on the Shanghai Sharks.
I don't know.
Those are so messed up, those memes, bro. The Shanghai Sharks and the
Sharks.
Woonsong Tigers or whatever they're called. Simmons, Kuzma, all those dudes up there. Porzingis.
So all right, so if the Shanghai Sharks came to like Seattle, would you would you be okay with that and then stayed in Seattle to play?
So they'd be called the Seattle Sharks.
No, they'd be called the Shanghai Sharks, and then you'd go to see them in Seattle.
No, bro, that makes no sense. Nobody would go to see that.
I mean, that's what they did with Toronto this year. Like they were from Toronto, but they're playing in Tampa.
Yeah, 1 year, and it was like terrible. And Tampa hated it so much. I mean, and Toronto hated it so much, and they had like their worst year in a minute.
Facts, I guess so.
You got to think every other team had their fans rooting for them from their country. Like you think of the Shanghai, Seattle. What would they be called? Say it again.
They just be called the Shanghai Sharks in Seattle.
Like, do you think Seattle people would be fans of them?
Oh, the Asian community, they'd be coming from far and wide.
I don't know, man. I don't think it works, bro. You could keep trying it. On that note, I'm out.